Today I am going to start the topic irrigation. If you like my videos, please do press like button and also press the share and subscribe button. Now, irrigation definition. It is a science of planning and designing water supply system for the agricultural land to protect the crops from adverse effects of weather. For example, if we want to supply water to a field, let's say this is an field, here crops have to be grown. So if we want to supply water to this field for its growth, for the crop growth, then we have to make some arrangement or structure to store the water, say this is a structure, and supply water to the field, supply the water to this field. And this planning and designing of the arrangement or structure, this total system is known as irrigation. Now next, benefits of irrigation. First is increase in crop yield. Increase in crop yield means the output or harvesting of crop in the field. So the output from the field is high. That is increase in food production. Increase in food production. Increase in food production. Next is revenue generation. So revenue generation means farmers becomes prosperous by selling the crops. These where crops are grown in the field. After harvesting of this crop, farmer, so this is farmer, by selling this crop which he or she has harvested in the field, by selling the crops, while government revenue is generated by imposing taxes on irrigation water. So farmers get profit by selling the crops. Farmers earn by selling these crops if they sell these crops, and government get profited from the when government impose tax on these crops. So both the parties, this government as well as farmers, get revenue generation, get profit from this crop, from this. And so irrigation, where irrigation is used, so it is one of the benefit. Now next is navigation. Navigation here means inland navigation, means irrigation canals is used for communication and transportation. Say this is our storage, and this irrigation canal which is going to be used for the growth of this crop in this field. So this irrigation canal is used for navigation, for communication and transportation. Next is avoidance of mixed cropping. So mixed cropping means sowing of two or more crops together in the same field when weather conditions are not favorable for a particular type of crop. Say for example, we are sowing here rice crop as well as we are sowing here sugar cane. So then maybe this field is rich in nutrients for a particular type of crop, say rice. Maybe the nutrients which is required for the growth of this sugar cane is not in considerable amount. So that's why if we sown this sugar cane as well as rice crop in this field, if we grown sugar cane as well as rice crop in this field, but one of these, I have told you that weather conditions are not favorable for a particular type of crop. Say this sugar cane, the weather conditions for the sugar cane, the nutrients in the soil, or the weather conditions which are not suitable for this area, but still we have to we are planting both these crops. So then this process is known as mixed cropping. The need of mixed cropping is eliminated if we have good irrigation facilities. Say here it is wheat as well as now rice we have planting here. So weather condition not favorable for a particular type means, say for example in this area there is sufficient amount of rainfall which can irrigate and which is sufficient to irrigate for the growth which can be used for the growth of this wheat. Okay, but this rainfall is not sufficient for the growth of this rice. Then what we have to do, we need some irrigation water, this extra storage water, surplus water for the growth of this crop, for this rice. So that's why we will not plant here in this field rice as well as wheat. We will only plant here in this area only wheat. Why? Because here sufficient amount of rainfall for the growth of the wheat only. So we will plant here wheat only. So wheat can be grown by the natural system, say rainfall only. It does not require any irrigation water. But in case of rice, we will require some rainwater as well as irrigation water. We will plant this in next season or some other season other than the wheat area. Okay, this is all about avoidance of mixed cropping. Next is hydroelectric power generation. What do you mean? Say this is our storage structure, let's say dam. Beside this, we place some turbine or mechanical equipment for the purpose of to convert hydraulic energy into some mechanical energy, so that and if we place here again generator, we can produce here hydroelectric power generation. Electricity from here we can serve, we can produce. So in this case, if for irrigation it is a benefit if we store water for irrigation purposes, to store the water and supply water to the field. By the storage and supplying water, we can also fulfill here another purpose, that is hydroelectric power generation. Now next is employment. So due to irrigation also, one of the benefits that generation of employment opportunity. For example, dam structure to store the water, or weir for raise of water level, or to make canal head works, other irrigation works. Here employment opportunities are generated because manpower is required. So there are employment opportunities also generated. So this all are about benefits of irrigation. Now next, disadvantages. So following are some disadvantages of irrigation. First point is wastage of irrigation water. What do you mean by this wastage of irrigation water? If there is abundant supply of irrigation water, if the supply is abundant in nature, then there is a tendency of the cultivators to use more water, more than the required amount of water. Why? Because a farmer who is getting abundant amount of water for cultivation of his or her field, then the water will try to use more and more water, and to store the water or excess amount of water he will try to extract. So then there is then some loss of water, because the requirement of the water for this for the growth of this crop is fixed. If the farmer use more and more water unnecessarily, if he extract more and more water, because there is no limit of water, and we know that farmers they don't require to purchase the water. So that's why then there is a tendency of wastage of irrigation water. Next disadvantage is formation of marshy land. What is this? When the water coming through a canal to supply the field, so for different purposes, irrigation purpose. So now formation of marshy land means when excessive seepage of water, when the water is seeping into the surrounding of this canal, water is seeping into the surrounding of this canal. There is a seepage here, water is coming in the surrounding area, So when excessive seepage of water from irrigation canal may lead to formation of marshy land. You can see the area becomes here, this land, this soil becomes wetty. So it becomes marshy land along the course of this canal. So this is one of the disadvantages of irrigation, formation of marshy land. Next is dampness in weather condition. Due to overwater, if the canal is having full supply of water, overwater, when wastage of irrigation water is there, farmer unnecessarily collecting the water supplying to the field, so overwater in the roots of the plants. Due to the overwater, the atmosphere there becomes damp. Atmosphere there become damp, that is known as dampness in weather, and the water will can to the process of evaporation can circulate to the atmosphere, then that process is known as dampness in weather. Now next is loss in valuable lands. So in various cases, valuable lands get submerged when storage reservoirs are formed on account of construction of dams via barrages. For example, say this is our dam, one of the storage structure, the structure used to store water, river water. Here on the upstream side we generally store river water. So due to this, when we are constructing here this structure, storage structure, then the level of the river increases, so the surrounding area may get affected. If the surrounding area is low-lying areas, or there were huts or poor people lives there, farmer huts, etc. So this can be damaged. Why? Because the water can come out, it can acquire more area for the storage. So that's why I have told you that valuable lands, so lands which may be used for lives, property, so valuable lands get submerged when storage reservoirs are formed on account of construction of weir, barrage, or say like this dam. Next is waterlogging. Waterlogging, what do you mean? For example, water is coming through this canal to irrigate our field, and if the water coming to irrigate the field, due to irrigation, farmers can supply surplus amount of water to the field. So the water stored in this canal or coming through this canal and going to the field and stored in the roots of the canal, if there is an excess supply of water, extra water through the canal or to the field, then the water contained here causing and this process is known as waterlogging area, means water locked here. Is water logged here, or you can say water is stand here, thereby standing there the atmosphere gets affected, weather conditions get affected, there is dampness in the weather, and there may be various types of next point is disease caused like dengue due to stand of this bacteria, the dengue stand of this waterlogged area, then dengue, bacteria, malaria, various types of diseases can happen. Now next topic is types of irrigation systems. What is this? Here under types of irrigation systems, there are two types of irrigation system. One is surface irrigation and another is subsurface irrigation. First we will discuss about surface irrigation. Now surface irrigation, water distributed through small canals. Here water is distributed through small canals. Say this is our field, we can store here the small channel, and then through this channel we can supply water to this field. There can be another channel, small channel, through this channel we are supplying water to the field or another field, right? So this small channel is used, small channel for supply of water to the field. It can be pond, store the water and to supply the water. Small pond channel through this pond is constructed to supply the water to the field. Now next point is by gravity and by pumping. So through gravity, if our channel is in the top side and our field at the bottom, means the level of the channel is higher and the field area which is going to be irrigated through this small channel is at lower side than this channel. With respect to this channel, this is our reference line, so this is our reference line, this is our field and this is our channel. So water is going to supply through this channel here. So it you can see that it can be supplied through the gravity, right? It can be supplied through gravity. See, this is gravity. Through gravity it can be supplied to the field. And now what is pumping? Just opposite. See, this is our channel field which have to be irrigated, which have to supply water to this field, and our channel storage water small channels is below the level of this field. Say this is our level. Now we have to supply the water to this field through this small channel. Now what we have to do? With the help of pumping system, if we placed here pump, then through the system of pumping it will lift the water and supply to this field. Okay, through the process of pumping. Now next point is soils with low to moderate infiltration capacities. This word is capacities. It is hidden due to this diagram. Sorry for this. So soil with low to moderate infiltration capacity. What do you mean by this term? So the soil, the field which is going to be irrigated, the field which we are going to irrigate, so the soil present in this field will have low to medium infiltration. What is infiltration? The percolation of water through the soil. This is our soil structure above which we are going to plant our crops. So the percolation of the water to underground storage to water tables. Let's say here is our water table. So percolation of this water, this is known as infiltration capacity. So the soil with low means here the infiltration capacity should be low or moderate. Low to moderate infiltration capacity soil can be irrigated through this type of irrigation system, that is surface irrigation. Okay, now next types of irrigation. Under types of irrigation system, next topic is subsurface irrigation. Earlier we have studied about surface irrigation. This is our surface irrigation. Next is subsurface irrigation. Here in this irrigation system there is underground flow and nourishes by capillarity. Capillarity is that here this is our soil and this is our ground storage, ground water table storage, and from here water will, through the process of capillary, this is our, through the process of capillary, water will irrigate this land, irrigate these crops here present, the roots of this crop, through the process of capillary. So this is vertical movement capillary. What is capillary? Means vertical movement of water. Say this is our storage, underground storage, groundwater table. So vertical movement of water comes up and irrigate this crop in the root of its crop. So this is known as underground flow and nourishes by capillary. Now there are system of pipes. One is main pipe, through which water is coming. There is supply of water. And then sub-main pipe, through which we bypass the water, and then through laterals we will supply the water to the root of this plant, root of this crop. Okay, so this whole process is known as subsurface irrigation. It contains this picture: main pipe, sub-main pipe, lateral and peripheral. And here it can be used for highly permeable pipe, highly permeable soils. Why? Because water is coming directly to the root zone through the lateral pipe. So permeable soils can also be used because water will directly apply to the roots. There will be less seepage of water. Now subsurface irrigation is again categorized into natural subsurface irrigation and then artificial subsurface. Natural subsurface irrigation means leakage of water from channels during its passage, through subsoil, underground soil means beneath the surface, so subsoil irrigates crops sown on lower lands, Here if there is crop, it is sown by this seepage water, leakage of this water. This is known as natural subsurface irrigation. Next is artificial subsurface irrigation. In this method, a system of open jointed drain is artificially laid below the soil. This is, I have told you earlier, that main pipe, then sub-main pipe, then laterals. Through these pipe system, through this total system, we are going to irrigate the field. So this underground subsurface comes under artificial subsurface irrigation, and this process is one of the costly process. So recommended in areas where crops provide high returns. So where the revenue from these crops is high, we will recommend this process, this artificial subsurface irrigation, in that area only where revenue is high, revenue generated is high. So this is all about today's lecture. We will discuss more lectures on irrigation in our next upcoming videos. So thank you dear all for watching my videos. If you like my channel, please press like button below and share button also, and click on subscribe button to subscribe my channel, notification for upcoming videos. You will get the notification for my upcoming videos. Thank you.